Yeah, yeah, I got it up. It just showed up, by the way, for me. Like it just, yeah, you just went live. All right, and welcome everyone. This is MaxSpeedTV. We're live here at Las Vegas International Speedway. This is Loose LUGNUTS Racing Christmas Clash number 3. My name is Jeff Wood, and I am so honored to be here tonight on MaxSpeedTV. And on keyboards tonight, we got Mr. Michael D'Amico himself. It's going to be a great evening. We're going to sit here. We're going to start off qualifying. Now, we just had a live session with the guys that we're trying to race in. So those guys are now in, filling out the field. We got in between 20 and 30 drivers here tonight. Yeah, we should have more, but you know, real life catches up with us sometimes, and we can't get on the sim when the prize is on the line. And the prize tonight, guys, is a very, very coveted die-cast car made by Over the Top Paints and Designs. It's going to have the winner's name on it, but we're going to start out looking into practice on the number 78 of Kevin Winter. Got the skull on the front of the hood from what I can see. The Punisher himself coming down. He's going to be a fast guy tonight. Let's see what he does on his laps. Very strong in the A car himself. Can make setups, can do all the sorts of things. Tonight's speedway race here is going to be brought to you by Top Shelf Auto Detailing. So big shout out to Mr. McFarland there for the sponsor tonight. He's racing himself. He's made the top 15 in one of the series, and that's how you make this race inside of Loose LUGNUTS, is making the top 15 on Thursday or Friday, and coming into the future, we're going to be looking at the top 15 on Sunday. Now, so far, McFarland with a fast lap of 29.299, not the fastest on the field so far. Looking further back, one of our fast qualifiers. Let's see if we can't get him in here. I believe the 33 Devin Armstrong already taken his laps. We're going to get a quick word so far with him. Hey Devin, you got a copy?
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, we're up here in the booth. So far, you're fast. What are you looking at with the setup, tires? Do you know your fuel load? And what are we going to be seeing tonight from you?
The fuel load's at 50%. The car's, it feels good. It's a little loose. So I think as the run goes on, the track's gonna change a lot. We've noticed that in practice already. So we'll see. I think it's gonna get loose. I think a lot of guys are gonna get loose.
All right. Did you happen to catch a little bit of caution-heavy prelim race there? You might have to look out for that. Maybe not so much up front for you if you stay in position. And how badly do you want your name on that die-cast car?
I want it bad.
All right, Devin. Thank you for those quick words. Good luck tonight, sir, and hopefully we'll see you here at the end of the race.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
All right, we're going to bring up one other person here. It'll be our sponsor tonight. Mr. McFarland, do you got a copy? Robert, you got a copy? And no copy from Robert there. Sorry about that. I wanted to get a quick word with Robert, with our sponsor here tonight. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. Maybe we can get him here later, maybe at the end of the race. So far, Devin Armstrong maintains qualifying, going to be rounding out here within 30 seconds. Now, not to say Devin Armstrong is the fastest here tonight. He will be fast himself, but a lot of the guys are not going to qualify, I believe, and we're going to see guys not wanting qualify for specific reasons, as we saw in the prelim race where we had cautions. Cautions will be key with a 125 lap race. 50% fuel load, like Devin mentioned. It's going to be a 25 lap window depending on how you take your tires. And the most interesting thing out of it all is, what does the guy behind you do and where you're positioned? How are you going to look at that as we go ahead and we'll start gridding the field? As previously mentioned, Devin Armstrong taking that pole position for this evening. On the second place side there, we'll have, who was in the booth previously with me, the number 76 of Ronald Klein and his little Grinch Christmas car. Third spot through qualifying will be the 86 of Jason Lance. Fourth position, always fast, Mr. Dustin Lee. Moving on to fifth, we'll see the 85 of Judd Danielson. Sixth spot tonight will be Keith Haney. He is now the official Loose Lug Nuts truck champion, so congrats to him on that. We'll see how he does. Kevin Winter in seventh place in that Punisher car. He'll be running for championship as soon as we get to tomorrow night. 18 of Travis Browder. He is previous winner. He won the Halloween Loose Lug Nuts Bash, so looking for another die cast. If you want to see what the die cast previously looked like, check him out on Facebook at Loose Lug Nuts Racing. Ray Richer in the 9th spot in that nice little Christmas paint job, Toys for Tots. He put down a time of 29.318, and rounding out the top 10 thus far would be the 22 Brian Tribble. Maybe not loaded on my end, but he has a Florida paint job in that A car. Moving on to the 11th will be Vernon Margheim. Looks like he's sporting his Indiana area sponsored paint job. Robert McFarland in the Snap-on #1 Ford Fusion will take up 12th during qualifying. James Brown in the 00. Not sure what paint he has on that. Red and white on my end, but with a decent time. Mark Jackson, 14th in that #3 car. Looks like he's got a Budweiser Santa on the front. And our final qualifier, not final racer, but final qualifier of the evening, was the 55 of James Haney. Now behind him is our 03, 61, 097, 80, the 021 of Ed Hewitt, 095 of Wesley Whitfield, who finished 5th in the prelim, Kevin Fetty in the 91, and Mike Donahue. And we'll head back up towards the front as the pace car will be diving off here momentarily.
Green, green, green.
Green flag drops on the field. Devin Armstrong slow out of the box. Looks like the 76 car is going. Oh, we got a wreck. Right off the start.
Caution is out.
Now that is extremely unfortunate because I am not sure quite what happened there. We'll be taking a look at an instant replay here. Camera angle changed on me. It looks like the front just got bunched up a bit, and one person went one way. The 76 just shot down to the inside on my end. It looked like a very bad crash. Hopefully those guys get into the pits, get it repaired. It is way too early to be wrecking cars, especially out front with the leaders, and who knows who else got damaged behind them. Devin Armstrong, Ronald Klein looks like he's has towed his car. Judd Danielson with the same. Just a nasty crash to stop a potentially great race here tonight. The field will have to check up, reevaluate, and move on from this if there's going to be any green flag racing. Now, as the scoring and timing loops circle back around, we'll take a look at who will be inside of that, but I guarantee you the top 4 is not going to be the same, sad to say. It was just a big old kerfuffle there at the beginning. Not sure why. We may get an explanation. Who knows? Kevin Winter staying out thus far. A lot of guys choosing not to pit. iRacing probably itself a little bit confused with a green and then a quick yellow triggering, so a little bit of shake up with inside any of those guys running. Hopefully there were some checkups. I'd hate to see guys waste that quick repair. Whoever didn't waste the quick repair is going to be extremely fast, knowing that, you know, guys probably choose not to take it on lap 1. If I'm going to look down here in the info box and see how many quick repairs we got. There's only 1 quick repair tonight for this main race. So the drivers out front already getting to use that. Not good. It's terrible to call something so quick, but it looked like the 76 moved down and on a knee-jerk reaction, and just it turned the field a bit. Now there could have been iRacing contact, not legitimized on our end to see, but it looks extremely weird there at the start. Now, yeah, Ray Richer 44 coming down to pit. Now we're still under caution. It is going to be a little bit of a pit strategy here. I don't think he had to use a quick repair or whatnot, but maybe choosing some good gas there and getting into the pits for a maybe potential longer run. And we'll see Ray as he comes out. He'll be evidently at the end of the field. It's an interesting strategy. I don't think anyone else took what he did, and maybe one other car was stuck in the pits with them. So it is a good-looking car, potentially good strategy from Ray Richer. Get behind this field, let them sort themselves out. That's what I would do. I just get out of there and move on. Now, iRacing had an update earlier on this week. There are a lot of little tiny glitches within the scoring. If you get turned around, sometimes iRacing just puts you a lap down, and I think iRacing will fix it. But we're seeing that right now. Devin Armstrong waved around, obviously still on the lead lap. He didn't get thrown that far back during that crash. Keith Haney currently scored the leader on the loop. Kevin Winter with second, but long caution to start this race, and maybe sign of things to come. Hopefully not. They'll get straightened out, get this race back underway, and it is a new car with inside Loose Lugnuts and Loose Lugnuts Racing, going Sunday nights on MaxSpeedTV, presented by Top Shelf Auto and Detailing. So this is the car we're going to be racing on Sunday, and it is proven a little bit difficult for the drivers thus far, and I don't know if they just need a little bit more practice. Maybe they just need to give each other a little bit more room, and they'll be fine. It's way too early in the race. The admins are sorting it out right now. But Christmas Clash is going to be getting underway. As I believe the pace car will be showing them. Admin throwing the flag. Will be going back under the yellow instead of doubling up here, or at least doubling up under the caution. Getting some stuff sorted out with iRacing. Like I said, it would have been very hard for the scoring of iRacing to capture a green flag and the yellow flag immediately after. It's going to mess with a few drivers, and with guys getting turned around, not getting caught up to the field, maybe potentially not getting black flags they deserve. We won a good race inside of loose lug nuts, so they're going to slow down the field and get everything right, get back underway here. So far, we got out there in YouTube land, Michelle asking who won the first race. If you didn't catch it, it was the number 03 of Derek Bluchocki. I know I messed his name up. He's currently scored in 8th place. Some guys that raced their way in are 61 of Brad Ream. Pace car still going around the field. 095 Wesley Whitfield raced in. Mike Donahue raced in. Ed Hewitt and Brad Ream themselves didn't necessarily make the field, but they had the lowest number of incident points for that race, so they were given a provisional in just as a complimentary thank you for racing clean. Pace car lights out this time around. No admin caution. Should have a green flag event here coming up. Keith Haney leading the field. It is technically a restart, therefore Keith Haney will have all power to the field where he restarts after the pace car drops on the front stretch. Kevin Winter will be strong on the outside line, showing to be strong during our prelim race. T. Rowdy lurking there in the back, wanting another trophy. Same thing, Brian Tribble, Mr. McFarland, up to 5th already. A lot of guys who were in the top 4 not there anymore. We'll see what Keith Haney does with the field coming up momentarily. This car going to be dropping right here. Keith probably get a quick fire or wait. He quick fires. He will bring the inside line, outside line. He is just out in front. The inside and outside line are going to have to make it up. These guys need to keep it safe, keep it short, stay off each other's bumper, let this race go. But Keith Haney and Kevin Winter out for an early contest in the front. Kevin Winter now in that number 78 on the bumper of the 87 to Keith Haney. He will be looking just to maintain position, see where he can do, see what he can do there at the front. Moving back to 3rd place, we'll look at Travis Rowdy. Now he's in that Toyota Camry. He's looking for his line. Maybe not a top 5 qualifier, but still fast nonetheless. Brian Tribble bringing up 4th position in that 22 Florida car. He's also driving a Toyota Camry and following Mr. Rowdy himself, trying to find his own line. Big battle behind him in the 03 obviously fast. Derek Bluchocki taking that 5th position from Robert McFarland in the 1 car. Robert squeezing up in front of that 85, maybe slowing up the line a bit. 85 looking to the inside. Going to try for position coming out of the corner. Bluchocki got fast, but the battle is back behind him with Judd Danielson in the 85. Inside line strong early, strong really early. The field tries to separate itself from where they want to run, conserve tires, whatever it may be. We'll look even further back. The first guy involved in that first caution was the 76 of Ronald Klein. He's biding his time behind Brad Green there. Guy he's used to running around. It seems Brad's not going to let him by really easy. Not one to take it three wide there. The 76 smartly just tucks in line, looks to that inside, looks outside. Brad is blocking galore there in that 61. Ronald choosing the high side. If he's getting blocked, he just needs to maintain right now, in my opinion. There's a long race ahead. We still got over 100 laps to go. Let's go ahead and look back up front. Keith Haney still maintaining his first place position with that 87. Kevin Winter within a car length, maybe beyond in that Punisher car. He's biding his time. Keith and Kevin, boy, two fast guys within the league. They have a little bit of incident history, but they're still going to run each other clean and fast. And it's too early in the race, but Kevin diving down to the inside, doesn't want to get that left front below the on the apron, because Mr. Travis Browder is sitting back there in the wings waiting for these two guys to mess up. We're going to go ahead and peer back in the field. We'll go all the way to last place. Last place, the 52 of Dustin Lee with some left front hood damage there. He is scored 23rd on the board, but obviously slowed by some damage. He, and left rear damage. He must have gotten some sort of incident that we weren't viewing at the time. But none the matter for worse. It looks like he has a slow car, even though he qualified 4th on the field for this evening. Maybe not even to elect to take that damage off during the caution. One of our racers in during the prelim race is the 095, and he is challenging the 44 of Ray Richer at the moment for the 15th spot. Now, 095 West may not be the fastest one on the field, but Ray Richer took tires towards the end of that caution, not knowing an admin caution would come back out, but obviously with better fuel strategy planned thus far that we've seen, extending his fuel line in that number 44 Toys for Tots Christmas paint scheme. Looking just a little bit ahead of the 44 is the number 1 of Robert McFarland. He is obviously slipped back from that restart, maybe on older tires, not wanting to pit. He is choosing the high line of the corners, diving it in, trying to maintain a middle line. It's a long race, not really worried about his position. He'll compensate for it later in the race. So even though he's fallen back, he's about level with where he qualified. 3rd place finisher in the prelim race tonight was the 80 of Andrew Lutz. He's now scored in the 11th position, tracking down 10th. Got a clean car, maybe a little bit of center damage under the bumper. He's in that 80, like I said, he's in the St. Paul. I can't read the rest of it as he goes around the track, but nice little Christmas paint scheme. Tracking down 10th place, trying to show his dominance early, coming from the back. Did not qualify, but gridded 19th, thus far up 8 places. Marching a little bit forward, we'll look at the 76 car again in the Grinch Christmas paint scheme provided by Over the Top Paints and Designs. He is thus far the one guy who has not been slowed down by that start of the race. Check that, I see someone even further up, but he has obviously gotten back up towards the front, 8th place, gridded 2nd, trying to track down Travis Browder, who may have slipped since the beginning of that restart. Running a fast line, he obviously is fast. We'll see him later on in the race. Like I said, when I said check that, the 03 of Derek Luchaki, I swear I'm going to get him up here one day and ask him his name. He is now up to third place, and he may have restarted 15th after that caution. So, climbing some spots. Don't believe he was involved in the first one, now that I'm thinking of it, but still, nonetheless, fast guy. He won the prelim race. He's getting clean passes early on. No damage to be seen on his car. He's straight and narrow. He's gonna make a run towards the front, and we'll look back up towards the front. He's handy now. Well stretched, at least 3 to 4 car lengths in front of the 78 of Kevin Winter. He is leading the most laps. He's out front. He's got an easy lead. I don't think Kevin's gonna get up there and challenge him too much. Why not? We're gonna be into the pit window here very shortly. These guys can't run much more. We were under caution. I imagine our pit window will be between lap 25 and lap 30 for those that did not pit. We saw Ray Richard pit. We'll go back and look at third place right now. Derek within 1.1 seconds, running down the front. And I'm going to turn to a man real quick who I know will be pitting really early on in races, as he just got passed by the 76 of Ronald Klein. That is, I'm looking at the number 22 of Brian Tribble. Top 10 car so far this night. He's running strong. He loves to short pit. He loves to set the field for tires and fuel strategy. That's his number one cue. I don't think he may chance it so much tonight with not a lot of time in the car, but still running 6th and very strong. Still waiting for these guys to pit. If I miss pit windows, that's my fault. Right behind Brian Tribble in the 7th spot is the 85 of Judd Danielson. Judd having a strong night thus far. Started 5th. They got a little bit involved in that first caution. Running the 7th nonetheless. He's trying to get to the front. Maybe playing a little bit towards his own strategy, but staying within the draft. Now, Judd is in the 85 and about 2.85 seconds behind, but a second behind that is number 18 of Travis Browder, Mr. T. Rowdy, our Halloween Clash winner. He is a little bit slowed up from that restart. He's going to have a mile ahead of him game. He may want to play something different. The field is stretched out now, fans. We're looking at a quick caution, and then this is a huge green flag run. These guys are making me lose my breath up here in the booth, just talking non-stop about how great they're doing right now. And Kevin Winter looking back up towards front, looks like he's closed in on the 87 just a bit towards the end of this window. I haven't seen too many guys slipping that we've been viewing, but he's going to put some pressure on the 87 of Keith Haney, looking low. Keith slamming the door a little bit within a car lane. Smooth out is the 78. He's just trying to track down the 87, make the 87 do something different. But 78 of Kevin Winter is definitely closing in, and not to count him out just yet. 03 of Derek Luchaki has ran down our leaders, and we have a caution on the field. Believe this is a caution that was scheduled, as it has been thrown by the admin. Caution coming on lap 30, I believe, as the leader crossed the line or the admin crossed the line. Hard to tell there. Great run up front. We're seeing a little bit different from where we gridded. Making the pits. Obviously the caution made it to where they did not have to pit under green. Anyone out there, John, in YouTube land, let me know when those cautions are supposed to fly so I can call them out and not be behind the ball here. Yeah, so as Mr. D'Amico just pointed out to me, it's technically stage win here, stage racing. The 87 wins the stage, but you know, and the grand scheme of things, it's not a points race. So 87 just getting out in front, seeing where he's gonna go. It's all about that main prize tonight. Finishing in the top 3 is extraordinarily difficult with such great racers, but the main prize tonight of the diecast car provided by Over the Top Paints and Designs. This is MaxSpeedTV. We are here live tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. This is brought to you by Top Shelf Auto and Detailing. We're going to come down for our first scheduled pit stop, and we'll see the 87 slide into his pits to a nice clean stop. Obviously 4 tires and full tank of gas out there. It's going to be a race off to the front. Derek, Kevin, Keith. It looks like Kevin is going to win it, followed by Derek, then third Keith Haney. Wow, what a race off pit road that was. We'll have to see where the timing scores them coming off of the pit lane, but good pit stop from Kevin Winter, able to gain a position, get in his box better. Now the rest of the field will fall in behind him, and we'll count them out there. Thanks to John out there. Yes, I know he posted it, and I didn't catch it. Sorry about that, John. But Bob coming in with 30 and 55 question mark. So 55 seems kind of short to 30 and 65. Thank you, Bob. So winning the stage tonight, or for the first stage at least, will be Keith Haney. Stage racing, not so much. I think the cautions here tonight are for the benefactor of loose lug nuts racers and those racers out there that haven't had a lot of seat time in this A car, and we'll be seeing the A car on Sunday nights here coming up after the new year. So racing for a prize and racing to see where you may fall into line with inside the A class of loose lug nuts. Either way, Kevin Winter scored the winner off of pit road. 095 of Wesley Whitfield out in front of the 78 at the moment. Looks like he's going to get a wave around when we double file. Derek with third, Keith Haney third, Brian Tribble right now on my end scored fourth, but it looks like Ronald Klein would be in front of him technically in fourth. We'll see as we come across the line. William Hartman up there, obviously my timing loop a little bit behind here. William Hartman, one of the fast runners for the prelim race in that 097. That man is bad fast tonight. He's looking to take advantage of some great positioning here as we go and head in towards the second stage of the race. This is MaxSpeedTV on the Loose Lug Nuts Racing arena here tonight at Las Vegas, and the A car. And the A car here for iRacing people is the Ford Fusion, the new Chevy Z1, and the Toyota Camry. I don't know if we got the last gen Chevy in here tonight, but it is a possibility in the old Camaro, and not the Camaro Z1. So thus far, it looks like a strong field of mix here with Kevin Winter running the Camaro. Believe Derek also running the Camaro, and then followed behind him is a gaggle of Ford Fusion and Toyota Camrys with Chevys mixed in. But the pace car with the lights out on the backstretch. Kevin is going to have the call. He had choice of inside, outside. I believe he chose inside, but he is going to be able to lead the field anywhere from pace car drop to green flag. So not sure when he's going to go. He's usually a late fire, in my opinion, and will try to wiggle his way in between the middle of that, being able to lift off the race.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag out here for our second session. Be racing to lap 65 on the leader. It's an extra 30 laps. May need to conserve some fuel, but quick running, they need to keep it clean, they need to keep it going. Real battle right now is for the second spot with the 03 of Derek and the 097 of William Hartman. 87 getting off the slow start. William trying to capitalize, but Derek just too fast, creeping further and further out front, wanting to reel down that 78 of Kevin Winter. Back to the fourth position, Keith Haney. Not a strong start there. Biding his time, want to save tires probably. Still run the low line, fast line, short line around the track. He's getting it done with inside the top 5, but obviously not in the position he was going into that caution. Behind him is the 70s. Yellow flag is out. We got a caution on the field. Not seeing it currently right now. Only one car scored one lap down. 77 of Vernon Margheim with right front fender damage. Gonna take a look here in the replay. He is slid through the infield tremendously coming off of that. Just got loose, just got up into the car above him, so it's unfortunate, and it's especially fortunate for him because iRacing scored that a caution. He probably came back across the field sideways, so good for them. I believe that opens up the fuel window to be manageable to get towards the next mandatory caution at lap 65. These guys looking at a my trading paints here. I am not getting what Mr. D'Amico's putting down for you live. They have some great paints looking behind myself as I try to get this sorted out. But if I mess up the paint job, that's fine. The drivers tonight get to do a little special thing. Where they vote within themselves for the best paint job with the prelim race and the main race tonight. Provided by Mr. McFarland and his sponsor. He'll be providing a free 3-topping Domino's. I get this wrong, and Mike will probably correct me, but they're providing a free pizza tonight for one of the guys that get voted with the best Christmas paint job. So within Loose Lug Nuts Racing tonight, a little bit of competition of who scored the best paint job from John Over the Top Paints and Designs. This is going to be a short caution, not too many people involved. We're here live tonight on MaxSpeedTV with the Loose Lug Nuts Racing League. Thus far, 2 cautions out of the normal plus 1 caution. So a little bit slower of a race. We still have up to 125 laps tonight. It'd be interesting to see what goes on outside of this caution. It looks like Brian Tribble is scored number 1, choosing to stay out during that, thinking there's going to be another caution. Pace car lights still on. Still going through pits. We'll see what the time and loop does. So hopefully these guys get it sorted out. Quick cautions after a caution, and never. Good. Out there in YouTube land, we got Mr. Bad Bob himself. Fortunately didn't make the race for the main race tonight, but racing in that prelim, he's talking about tire fall off, and we heard that from the 44 of Ray Richer when he was in the booth during that race. He said when he ran the car, you could go from 200, 205 miles an hour within that first lap or two, but after that, you were down 10 miles an hour because of tire fall off. And maybe running the outside if you could get a long run, and we probably won't see long runs until after lap 65 when that caution is thrown again. Now, the cautions aren't necessarily a bad thing. Looking at it, it gives these drivers time to figure out what they're going to do, figure out where their car's going and whatnot. But I believe we're going to come across the stripe here, and the pace car will turn off its lights. And Brian Tribble scored #1 on the field, followed by James Brown. Now the rest of the field stays the same, as I believe the majority of them pitted. 33, Devin Armstrong getting his lap back during that. So everyone on the lead lap. Vernon, the visible cause of caution during that, is scored last and 23rd. And may I mention, 23 cars started this race, 23 cars still on the field. Even with the cautions, the guys are maintaining. Brian Tribble, James Brown, maybe not the fastest guys out front. We're going to be coming back to green really, really quick. These guys are going to be slower than that 78 and the 03 and the 87, the 097. So they have to, the guys behind them have to take note of that and not jump the gun and just push them out of the way. They gotta get them up high, go under them, and show that the tires are the key for the race, and that counting on quick cautions may not necessarily get you there tonight. Going in through 3 and 4, like I said, the 22, Brian Tribble out front. He's going to be leading off this field. Pace car off, waiting on Tribble and the green flag. Tribble chose to go, and the green flag is out with the inside line with the advantage. Kevin Winter strong. 097 a little bit strong on the bumper of the 00. Brian Tribble moving down into the bottom lane with a little bit of a small block on the 78. The guys are going to have to sort it out. 03 down below of the 87, taking position early. 03 and 78. 78, powerful top run out of the corner onto the front stretch, leaving Derek behind him. 78 says it's my field, and we got to spin. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to cause a caution or not seeing it so far. I believe it was the 097 of William Hartman and the 00 of James Brown that got into each other right there. Brian Tribble back up front, maintaining really quick. 78 looking inside. 03 looking outside. We're going to possibly see 3 wide. 78 with the touch from 03. 078, or the 78 out of whack at the moment. Collects it. He's on the bottom. He's going to get back up. He's going to be slow. Looks like he has right front damage. Not seeing full contact. The 03 definitely making iRacing net code contact to say. So the 03 now taking the lead from the 22 of Brian Tribble. Heck of a race up front, contact all around. These guys are fast and want to use the tires when they can. So far, with the amount of contact we've seen up front, the real winners are the guys that stayed out of it. Looking at the 85, Judd Danielson, inside the top 5, down the 4th position. He is maintaining at the moment, trying to track down the 097 of William Hartman. Behind him, about 8/10 behind Judd, is the 18 of Travis Browder in that Toyota machine. He's got a mirror full of the 87 of Keith Haney, who is really looking to get back after some contact and getting loose with the 00. Back to 9th place around that time frame. We're looking at the 00 of James Brown, 3 of Mark Jackson, and 80 of Andrew Lutz, who raced into the race, who slides up in front of that 00. Mark Jackson looking to take more advantage of the 00, a little bit slower. Great looking Christmas paint scheme there for Mark Jackson. He's right on the bumper of the 00. The 00 not giving any room on the front stretch, maybe in the corner. Mark down low, got a mirror full of the man that's fast of 78 of Kevin Winter. Mark Jackson in front of Kevin Winter. Kevin Winter in that 78 below the 3 car now. Kevin fast, but he needs to hold off just a little bit with that damage and not wanting to get any more contact. It's going to be tough for him. Tremendous battle. Kevin just sliding there right on the line along with Mark Jackson. Oh, Kevin right up to the door of the 00. Get some side draft. We'll be looking at Kevin Winter a little bit longer as he makes the pass, following Mark Jackson around that 00. Now the 00 looking at him. He's going to have a gaggle of cars behind him that want to pass or using the outside of the racetrack. Mike Donahue, Ray Richer, Kevin Fetty and his Ford Fusion there, all trying to make some moves on the outside. We look further back. The man that technically got scored for the caution was the 77, Vernon Margheim. He's recovered thus far. He's up to 16th from the back of the field at 23rd. Still fast. Looking to track down more people in front of him. Going to go to the direct back of the field. Seeing the 76 of Ronald Klein. Man who scored second in qualifying at the end of the field. Probably involved in some sort of incident there at the beginning that I did not catch. Looking to track down. He's about 6 seconds from 22nd place. Not sure what happened to him. He may be wanting to look for a caution or at least maintain the lap 65 when it gets thrown. People also in the back that raced their way in, the 61 of Brad Bream, showing some major right front damage there. Obviously slowing him down, pushing the car more towards the wall. He's having a handful himself. But we're going to go ahead and jump back up front to our leader in the 03 of Derek Jockey. About 4/10 out from second. He's the cream of the crop right now. He's shown to be the dominant car. He won the prelim race. Is he going to do the same thing that our Thanksgiving winner did? Anyone out there in YouTube land, I can't think of the name right off my head, but the guy who won the Thanksgiving one also won the prelim race. So Loose Lugnut's always likes to provide great racing, and 3 different winners and 3 different special events is quite something out there for the great prize. And a man who's raced up towards the front and kept it clean thus far all night is the 097. Just like the man in front of him, he did not qualify, racing from 18th position. Tires getting a little bit squirrely on him out of that corner there. He's in second place, William Hartman. What a drive thus far. He's doing really well. Falling off of the leader a little bit, but maybe struggling with his tires, as Bob says out there in YouTube, that the tires are just difficult, especially if you're running the low line early. Right now it looks like the leaders are running a middle line in and then trying to dip down to the low line to gain some speed off the corner so they don't collect that wall. Back to third spot, is the 22 car, Brian Tribble. Chose to stay out during one of the cautions and has successfully maintained third spot, or maybe took 2 tires. Not seen thus far, but he's doing really well out there, providing a potential win for himself. He's got to be looking towards lap 65 as we're closing in on that. Wanting to stay within that top 5 to give himself a better position to line himself up at the end of the race. Moving on to 4th position right now, as the field is really stretched out, and we're looking at 5/10 gaps between most drivers. Keith Haney in that 4th position in the 87. A little bit of contact at the beginning of this run. He is doing really well. I don't see damage on his car. He may have some, but maintaining 4th spot nonetheless, and looking for that caution, I'm sure, to shorten the run towards the front. Rounding out our top 5 so far in this run is 85 with some really good Darlington stripes on the right side of his car. Losing a lot of time towards the front, and the cars behind him is 85 Judd Danielson. Strong driver. He's probably going to burn a quick repair. Oh, a little bit of contact with that right side, and he is getting squirrely out there. It's a hard drive off of turn 2, and a lot of the guys are getting their Vegas stripes. We're going to look even back in the pack more here. We're going to look at Kevin Winter, involved in some early incidences during this run. He's managed to track down the main group here with inside the top 10, running 7th place at the moment. He's got a free caution coming up. Going to get some work done, some new tires and more fuel. He wants to see this caution just to get to the front again. He's an excellent pit strategist. He's an excellent pitter. He gets in the box clean most of the time. I got to feel that, you know, he's just running behind people. Yeah, we're approaching lap 65 here very shortly. We're going to go ahead and look back towards Ed Hewitt. Ed Hewitt in the 021 car. He started 20th on the field, not choosing to qualify, up to 10th at the moment. Clean car. Raced his way in, not with standings in the prelim, but he had 0 incident points. So Loose LUGNUTS getting him a gratified run into the main clash tonight. So far, great race for him in the 021. Normally up in the booth here at MaxSpeedTV during races, choosing to run tonight and give me the voice. He's doing really well for himself. I'd like to see where he finishes and maybe get a conversation with him later. But these green flag runs have really got me talking here and not able to call up normal people. Right now I'm seeing the 22 car a lap down, having to pit with lap 65 coming up. Not sure if that's going to help him. He's going to have to get the first guy 1 lap down, and he's not the only one. Brad Ream looks to have done the same. Not sure if that strategy is good with the caution. John has assured me on YouTube that Ronald did post when they were going to be throwing these cautions, so it's been posted. The drivers know about it. They probably got the speech during qualifying, and we see a caution flag early on. Lap 63 here, it was thrown by the man upstairs, so caution flag is out. This is a scheduled caution flag nonetheless. 03 of Derek Lujaki winning that stage. If this was a points race, he'd probably get some points, but we're running for the coveted prize. 03 of Derek Lujaki winning the stage at, so far, the 2nd stage here tonight. Now they're all going to get lined up. Derek was the man out front, and no one was looking at his back bumper. So we're going to be seeing some catching up to do from the rest of the field. Derek has the field unless he gets a bad pit stop. 097 William Hartman scored second during that run, followed by what looks like Keith Haney, with some people dropping out of the top 5 there to pit early due to their decision to stay out during one of the early cautions. 03 diving down to the pits right now, followed by the entire field all checking up, coming down. We're going to keep our eyes on 03 as he is the leader coming into this. Last time he had a great run off of pit road, so he's going to have to get into that box really clean. He does so. He slides the tires just a bit, but centers it in the box. Very nice. He's going to take 4 in gas. Not sure what the other guys are going to do, but it should be interesting to see who maybe wants to challenge him off of pit road, as the 03 has a further back pit box and he has more timing lines to hit. Right now, just right out front, no one else to challenge the 03 of Derek, and behind him will be William Hartman and Travis Browder getting out third on my timing loop here. Now Travis, always a strong contender here in the 18 car. He will be followed quickly behind him out of the pits was the 87. Potential speeding penalties coming up, so we'll see where people score. Kevin Winter there scored right now in my 5th. He is gonna be a strong contender for that first position off of this restart. Now this is where most of the loose lug nuts have had problems here in the prelim race, and this evening really is we've been given these cautions or on start, and it's been just wild to start a race. Now with that said, we are coming up for the long haul here, so we'll be looking at that. Want to thank everyone out there watching tonight and watch it in the future. We're here live on MaxSpeedTV on the Loose Lug Nuts Racing League. We got this Christmas Clash going on. We got 23 drivers that started the field. I believe all 23 remain on the field tonight. So we had a prelim race, 7 drivers transferred over from that. That's how we got our field tonight. Top 15 drivers in both divisions, the trucks and the Xfinity cars, got into the race tonight on those points that they've maintained through the season. Season coming in to an end this week, but starting anew after the first of the year. Big thanks and shout out to our sponsor, Top Shelf Auto Detailing. Provide the sponsorship here tonight and in the future on Sundays. We'll be live on MaxSpeedTV on Sundays within Loose Lug Nuts, running this A car, and this is a great shot at 20 plus cars for the future. Every night here on Loose Lug Nuts, had tremendous fields. 61 getting the wave around there to start. Pace car lights are out. 03 of Derek Luchaki will be leading the field. This will be the long run of the evening. We'll be taking green flag on lap 70 and running to lap 125. So long run, few pit stops in between. Hopefully green flag pit stops, as the field will need to take care of their tires and manage their fuel and run their lines efficiently. Now with Inside Loose Lug Nuts Racing, we do allow the leader to choose their jump off point on restarts and restarts only. So Derek will have the advantage going down into the restart. He'll choose to jump anywhere from where the pace car drops to when the green flag is thrown by iRacing. Derek, a traditional quick jumper, here this evening thus far, and with inside loose lug nuts. Strong car tonight, strong car to beat. William Hartman trying to give him a run for his money. Pace car will jump off here. Derek closing him up and racing out in front, getting 097 to check up just a little bit. But Derek out to a huge lead, not what 097 wants to see. But we'll be racing this first lap. We'll have to get these cars rolling and moving around each other once again. And this is where our quick cautions and quick contact comes from. These guys want to just get straightened out and look towards the long haul. Looking at third place, Travis Browder being quickly passed by most of the field. Keith Haney starting that line, followed by the 80 car of Andrew Lutz. Keith Haney now up to third. Andrew Lutz behind him. Kevin Winter, a couple of cars behind that, the 78. Within the top 5, great run to start there. Too many things going on the track to keep lying to him. Travis really slow off the start, but behind him is Ray Richard. Ray Richard really has moved up so far into the top 10 in that 44 car. Biding his time. He's got a long run in front of him. Need to find some friends, need to find someone to run with to maintain. He's looking at that right now, but fast man Travis Browder in front of him may be slowing up with another fast man in 3 car. Mark Jackson closing in behind with the rest of the field. Let's look back at our fast qualifier on the night, the man who had the pole position until the green flag dropped, the 33, Devin Armstrong. We haven't talked about him since the start of the race, unfortunately. Had him up here earlier in the booth. Gave us a little bit of insight of how he felt on the track. Maybe not as strong, maybe not as confident. Looks like he has a little bit of right rear damage on him. He's gaining position, but slowly and steadily. Maybe trying to get that damage repaired by doing normal repairs and banging out the fender. But fast qualifier on the night, unfortunate start to the race. Man in front of him also on the outside pole, the 76 of Ronald Klein. He is fast, but we saw him drop off, maybe some incidents early on that second stage run. 76 still looking to gain position, looking outside the top 10, well far away from the leader. We'll look back up at our leader, 03 of Derek Lujaki, right on his bumpers, the 097 William Hartman, not giving him much room, within a tenth of him. Now this is unusual, as Derek usually pulls out at the end of a run. William sticking to choose on his bumper. They're already running the high side downwards in the corners. It is a great race up front. And you got the leader 03 of Derek Lujaki, followed by William Hartman, 87 of Keith Haney, and Andrew Lutz, all in this top 4 positions, all within 3 to 4 tenths of each other. So interesting racing going on. Andrew Lutz in the 80 car going with the low line and fast line, tune up a little bit more tires. All trying to gain position on one another. Keith Haney now looking below William Hartman, trying to gain position, fast line on the top out of the corner. 87 had to back off a little bit, won't get the position on that lap. 80 turns to 87. 87 squirrely into the corner, maintains. Kevin Winter takes advantage. No caution, no caution. 87 slow. Andrew, I believe, just put it in there a little bit too hard. Got some right front fender damage. Got the 87 loose. Close racing provides that, and lucky enough, they didn't spin in front of the field, but what a way for the 87 to collect his car without bringing out the caution. Now, a lot of people took advantage of that, none more than 78 of Kevin Winter, Travis Browder in the 18. May not be the fastest, but the guy who gets no pressure is still up front. 03 of Derek Luchacki. Still looking at 78 here. He's got a mountain of cars behind him. Not really feeling too much pressure, but the race now will be for the sixth position, sorry, with Ray Richard and Mike Donahue. Mike Donahue in that 063, he falls back even further with the 87, pressuring 44 Ray Richard, now looking towards 5th in his 6th position. 87, let's look and see if he has any damage. I don't think, oh, get some wall there on the right front, not too much damage. He's got a clean car, he just got to collect himself and get back up front. I'm sure he's a little bit upset. Yellow flag out. Yellow flag is out. We will be looking for the caution. I could be wrong. It could be another admin caution here. Does not seem to be. All right, looking back, we'll be looking at a replay here. You'll see the 61 car hit the wall and just spin out, and I believe he may have collected a couple more cars along with him. Right now, as it stands, the 77, the 33, and the 61 choosing not to continue in this race based on that caution. 61 racing in, as with the 77. 33 of Devin Armstrong, unfortunate start to the race for him, also choosing not to continue. Pit stops going on. 03 of Derek Luchacki will lead ourselves into the pits right now and see what they can do. Derek Luchacki quick off the pits. Same thing with William Hartman and Kevin Winter. I believe those will be your first 3 off pit road. Again, live here on MaxSpeedTV tonight. This is the Loose Lug Nuts Racing League. We're brought to you tonight by our sponsor, Top Shelf Auto and Detailing, by Mr. Robert McFarland. Been a really weird race tonight. A lot of cautions, so not too many, but you know, a lot more cautions than normal for Lug Nuts Racing. It is a new car. We'll be seeing this car on Sunday. The guys are getting used to it. They're racing for a prize, so there's a lot of strong racing going on within the pack itself. A lot of drivers, sometimes this isn't their strong car. And right now, we're going to go ahead and bring up Ray Richard into the broadcast booth. Ray, you're running this race thus far. You've made yourself into the top 10. Tell us how you're doing this evening.
I did not think this thing was going to drive this good. I'm going to tell you what, fellas. They're a handful after about a whole 10 laps or so, but otherwise, you can arc it hard, and this is good, hard racing. This is a lot of fun tonight. I haven't had fun like this in a while. One other thing I want to point out that we noticed, with the new build, when it gets cloudy, the traction comes back and the track gets faster. So we've seen it cloudy at one end of the track and not the other. Right now it's all sunny, it looks like down a backstretch, and it becomes a little bit slicker that way. It's wild how they built this. So otherwise, it's been a fun race.
Well, thank you there for those insights, Ray. Hope you have a good rest of the race as you're coming down the backstretch here, getting ready to go green. Have a good rest of your evening. Hope to see you in the top 3.
Appreciate it, fellas. Keep on the broadcast. Great job.
That's Ray Richard and the number 44 car. Like I said, sneaking into the top 10 thus far. Qualified 9th up to 7th. He's had a great race. 03 will have control of this field as the pace car drops down to the bottom. Quick off the line is the 03, followed by the 78. William Hartman not getting a great start outside of the 03. We'll see a different top 3 to start this segment. 3 cars out of the race thus far. That leaves us the 3 cars on the lead lap, all racing hard for the main prize. Kevin Winter racing back to the front again in that 78, trying to reel down that 03 of Derek Luchacki. William Hartman, strong second most of the night in 097, running third at the moment. He's going to be looking to see what happens here in front of him. A lot of times on these restarts we see quick cautions. Let's hope we get a long run in here, some different strategies. Kevin Winter diving real low on that 03 car, closing in some time. 78 of Kevin Winter, Truck Series champion this season, and Loose Lug Nuts Racing, trying to get there. He's at the right or the left rear quarter panel going into the corners at an angle, but he cannot get the speed off the corners or catch more up. Hopefully he doesn't waste too much of his tires trying to get this position away from the 03. He's going to get down in the inside. He's going to force the 03 to throw a block or go even lower to gain more speed. Now 03 really up high this time. Kevin Winter going to fall right back in, but real run off the end of the corner is with the 03, and we're seeing that as the 097 will be on the rear bumper out of the corners of the 78. 97 of William Hartman biding his time, watching Kevin work against Derek. The man learning the most is right behind him. Travis Browder, fast himself in that Toyota Camry. He is learning. He's trying to find his line. Maybe not the top 5 contender that he normally is, but he's looking low on the 097, right up within a quarter of a car length on him. Travis Browder trying to get a position. Qualified 8th up to 4th. Man behind him who's been running inside the top 5 most of the night, raced in during the prelim race, is 80 of Andrew Lutz. He's trying to gain momentum himself. Looks to have a little bit of hood damage on the right front, a little bit showing up under the hood. Keith Haney in the 87, right outside the top 5 in the 6th position, showing really strong himself. Now he's been all the way up to first. He led a good portion of the start of the race, but a little bit of incidents, and it looks like Keith Haney, oh, we got a car loose. 093 or 097, 03 of Derek Luchacki. Oh, what a hard hit on Derek Luchacki. No caution yet. I'm not seeing a caution.
All right, man. Caution is out.
Caution is out right now. Wow. We are going to be looking on that on the replay. There was some hard hits, possible engines blown. I don't know, but the 03 and 097 were in it, and we weren't up at the front. .097, I believe, got the worst of the wear out of that, unfortunately. I believe Derek Luchacki just caught the wall, slowed up, come off the wall, and nailed the 097. Unfortunate racing out in the front, but in the 03 also getting hit a ton after the caution himself. Pit stops coming up here. New leader up front would be the 78 car. A lot of slow driving here, not sure why up front. waiting on the pace car. Yeah, waiting on the pace car that time. Slow out the gate was the pace car. We'll see as we come down pit road eventually. Hope to grab someone who's had a great race so far. I think I'm going to grab Mr. Mike Donahue after his pit stop. He is now up from 23rd into the 5th position at the start of this caution. A lot of guys with tons of damage on that caution choosing not to continue. I believe the 097 who strong all night choosing not to continue out of that. Probably wasted, not wasted, but had to use his fast repair during an earlier incident. Unfortunately can't move on. I believe he blew the engine and had to tow anyways. Coming down, our leader is going to be scored Ronald Klein, but Kevin Winter was it going into the pits. Kevin Winter strong into the pits, probably be strong. His main contender now will probably be Keith Haney. Slid the box a little bit as they look even. Keith Haney, the great pit stop himself. Oh wow, Kevin Winter just did not have a great pit stop that time around. And we'll see different leaders and different people out front, and it looks like the iRacing scoring loop is a little bit out of whack still, showing William Hartman 2 laps down, but I believe he had to tow. So as promised, 063 Mike Donahue waiting in the wings. Mike, you raced yourself into the top 5 during that little run. A little bit further back after the pit stop. What are you looking forward to going into the rest of the race?
I think we had a good hot rod. We got some solid racers up here. Everybody's given just enough room for everybody else to get their stuff done. I think we're gonna have an exciting finish here. I think we're gonna come across the finish line 3 wide here. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Sounds exciting. It does. You definitely have one more pit stop in there, barring cautions, obviously. What are you looking to do differently, maybe from a shorter look at the rest of the race towards what could have been a long race at the end?
I'm not looking for anything different. I'm not going to take 2 tires or anything like that. I mean, you want 4 tires. This cloud coverage sim model they got going on, it's just creating some exciting turns and corners. And I think we're coming up to something big here. I think we're going to have a heck of a finish, fellas.
All right, Mike. Hope you get back inside that top 5 like you did right before that caution. You're going to be going green here soon. Have a great rest of the race, sir.
Hey, thanks, fellas. You guys are doing a great job up there. Just keep it on, man.
Mike Donahue there in the 063 car. Thanks for getting up here for the interview. Lights are out on the pace car and on the timing loop. It shows Ronald Klein scored first. Now that is definitely different as he started the race second with the incident, though. To me, it looks like a lot of guys didn't pit. We're going to see a lot of different strategy here towards the end of the race. It's going to be wild, wacky, and fun all at the same time. A little bit of iRacing build as we come towards the green. Green flag out. Ronald Klein in the 76 car out to a small advantage to start this go. Not too much of a lead there with the 76. 85, probably a better running car most of the evening. Judd Danielson, a lot of guys are going to be stacking up who are faster and took tires behind them. We'll see what they try to do. If you don't want to be involved in a caution, you don't want to run into a slow guy. But still looking at the 76, Ronald Klein out in front of the 85 of Judd Danielson. Behind him is the 52 car of Dustin Lee, and that's where we see our first great push for a battle is the 52 car Dustin Lee and the 55 car James Haney. Now right behind the 55 car James Haney, as he tries to look low, is the 87 of Keith Haney, and he'll be one of the first guys that took tires and ran out of the pits. So the 87 car, oh, spin, 55, 52. A lot of damage out there. We'll look at it here shortly. Pretty obvious it was gonna happen. Unfortunate for the guys that are now collecting in it. Pace car trying to run down our leader at the moment. Quick replay up there for you. Unfortunately, I believe the 52 car and the 55 car got a tremendous amount of damage, and whoever checked up into the 18 car, I think Mr. T. Rowdy needs a new rear spoiler. Lot of quick repairs going away. Another driver choosing not to continue on was Wesley Whitfield there in the 095. Unfortunate for him. I think he got a lot of damage during that. 18 decides to stay out. Ronald Klein going to obviously come in. Keith Haney pitted just a short time a while ago, coming in himself. Man stays out as T. Rowdy with a lot of damage on the rear end. Looking in those pits, it's going to be a fine run off pit lane. Not as contentious as previous times, as it looks like Ronald Klein will run off. 3 car Mark Jackson getting a little of a soft boot from racing for some internet connection. Hopefully it's not overall through iRacing, but one driver unfortunately down that didn't need to be down. That will leave us with about 17 cars on the lead lap and running at the same point. And what an interesting race this has turned out to be due to contact and cautions. Up front, middle of the field, it doesn't matter. Coming out of this pit stop, we're going to bring up the man himself, Mr. T. Rowdy.
I didn't really have.
Travis, you got a copy?
Yeah, how are you doing?
Alright. You're up front. Why'd you stay out?
It was a little confusion on the tracks. I had to wait for one driver to go by, but I'm gonna go ahead and pit right here.
Sorry to pull you in during your pit, but it should be a quick and clear pit box for you. You're gonna be further back in the pack than what you wanted. You use your quick repair right there, I see.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, you checked up in time, but the guy behind you didn't. You got the rest of the race to run. 25 more laps to go for you. What are you looking to do?
We got 25 laps to go. Still got some ways to go. Anything can happen. I don't know if there's not that many cars left on the track. We'll see what happens here.
Alright, Mr. Browder, you already won one of these coveted die-cast trophies. Looking for your second. You think you can get it done?
I sure hope so. We'll see.
Alright, Travis. We'll hopefully talk towards the end. Have a good rest of the race.
Alright, thank you, Jeff. Merry Christmas, fellas.
And yes, like Travis said, Merry Christmas to all out there. Gonna be running here on MaxSpeedTV tonight. We have our Loose Lug Nuts Christmas Clash, brought to you by Top Shelf Auto and Detailing. It's been a tough race, an interesting race, all out front, all in the middle. It can't get more exciting because all things forward, Ronald Klein is now back out front. He's hunting down a trophy, and the guys behind him are just as fast, sometimes faster, and they're looking for that trophy too. We'll be under 25 laps to go come to the next green flag. I've said it before, cautions breed cautions. We may see another one or two come out. Hopefully not. I think most of these guys are within fuel windows, so It's going to be interesting to see who gets where. Mr. D'Amico coming in my ear here, and he's telling me the 76 of Ronald Klein toggling it on and off in that car, saving gas. Maybe a little bit different than other people are doing, or it's just the necessity of it if you have to go full green from here on out. So be interesting to see what he says at the end, if he's there at the end. A lot of guys looking towards the finish. None more surprising to me than Mr. Ed Hewitt in the 021, as we have already doubled up. Pace car down. Ronald Klein lead them off with a squiggly little start there on some fresh tires, but out to a huge lead with Judd Danielson following in behind him. Now Ronald Klein obviously fast during most of the race. Judd Danielson himself also. It's going to be a quick race to the caution, or a long race to the checkered. We'll see how these guys do. Looking back at second, 85 Judd Danielson. Not too much, getting a little bit less and less of the 87 of Keith Haney, but the man moving right now is the 78 of Kevin Winter. Kevin Winter moving past the 44 Ray Richard, who is himself having a great race. Maintaining top 5 right now. Kevin Winter putting another one down to the 4th spot. Now a lot of fast guys obviously out. 03, Derek Luchacki out, at least 4 laps down, probably out himself. Yellow flag is out, yellow flag is out. Be looking for that caution. Believe it had to do with the 063 of Mike Donahue, who looks like he's on pit road. '03 of Derek Luchacki also on pit road. What a tough race these guys are having on these restarts. Yep, just some rough racing there with the 80 car again with Mr. Donahue. 80 car sticking his nose down a little bit strong early on, getting them both sideways, collecting them both. I think Mr. Donahue got the worst wear out of that for contact. Unfortunate for him, and it looks like he may be scored down. Ronald Klein will now lead the majority of the field down pit lane. Dash of gas may be the answer, if not some tires. 2's probably out of the question. 4 is probably a definite. We'll see what Ronald and the leaders take here. Ronald out of the box early. Looks like, I wasn't sure on the tire count for him. A few drivers dropping out, and Derek Luchacki and Mike Donahue. Sad to see him go. They had strong runs, both of them all night. Got to talk to Mike earlier. But then when he was in the top 5, Derek in the 03 had a strong run. Judd Danielson out second. Keith Haney out third. Kevin Winter, not strong pit stops there at the end of this race. It will be scored second, because he may have just had a great pit stop. Yep, he is scored now second. So, make me eat my words. We're going to go ahead and bring up Judd Danielson real quick as soon as I find him in the mess of people here. Judd, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Now you're running second to third right now. Third, I believe, after when the timing loop comes up. But you've had a strong run all night inside the top 5. We're at the end of the line here. What moves you got to make, or do you maintain?
Well, I'm just going to try to hang with Kevin and Ron at the moment here. Wasn't expecting Kevin up here, to be honest with you. I thought he had some damage, but I think I'm all right. I need some long run. I hope we can take this thing green, and I can save some tires, and I'll fight him at the end.
It's been a race, a lot of cautions, a lot of guys getting, a little bit antsy at the beginning of a green flag start. It either goes quick to caution or you have a nice run. You want that nice run, or do you think you got to have that caution to stay?
No, I'm done. I won't be pitting anymore. I'm excited to watch this because it's been crazy out here. The track has been really nice. I know this new weather setup that they did for us. It gets really fast and it gets really slippery and it comes back to fast again. It's just been an unbelievable evening. Fun, lots of fun. I realize the cautions have been out here, but hey, it's Christmas. Let's go have some fun with this.
Yep, and you're looking at that coveted prize. Hopefully you can get there at the end of the race. Good luck, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that was the 85 of Judd Danielson. Running third at the moment, looking for a podium position, wanting the podium position, if not the win. You mentioned the weather. iRacing just built us new weather conditions as we'll start to double up and the pace car lights go out. The new weather conditions allowed the track to change from session to session, and also during a session you can see lights come on the racetrack. You can see cloud cover effect. They've mentioned the cloud cover has really helped them save the tires on longer runs. So it's been really nice to hear some of that. A lot of improvements on iRacing, making themselves #1 contender for the sim racing anywhere in the world. We'll see what the 85 of Judd Danielson can do. We're on the backstretch here. Quick shout again of MaxSpeedTV hosting us here at LUGNUTS Racing tonight. Brought to you by Top Shelf Auto and Detailing. A lot of guys out thus far in the race. Still a lot of fast cars. Mr. Derek on the YouTubes saying in there, had a fast car. Man, you did have a fast car, but unfortunate incidents and getting collected. Now Ron will be leading him down to the stripe. His choice when to go. He'll have the strong 78 of Kevin Winter on his outside. Ron out to an early start. Kevin Winter maintaining there. Judd Danielson and Keith Haney. I think Keith Haney's pushing the 78 of Kevin Winter. Kevin Winter clinching that second spot off the restart. Now we'll make with Kevin Winter and Judd Danielson and Keith Haney real quick. Keith Haney looking to a low side of Judd Danielson. Not And sorry about that, folks. A little bit of iRacing bouncing me out during this. Thanks for Mike for maintaining visuals there as I was trying to grab back in. Sorry, that technical difficulties on my end from iRacing. Unfortunate. Ronald Klein looks to be out front of this, coming into the waning laps. About 10 laps to go as he crosses the start-finish line right now. Kevin Winter about 7/10 behind in second place, trying to run him down. A little bit of damage on his car. Keith Haney also himself damage on the car, running third. There would need to be a caution to close it really quick unless Ronald messes up. Strong run from all the drivers tonight. A little bit cautions here tonight. Ron's running way out front for himself. Was the outside pole sitter, showing how strong his car is at the end of the run here tonight. Kevin Winter also himself with it, gritting inside the top 10. Falling back a little bit here off of Ron. Ron distancing himself in that 76 car. We're going to take a quick look into the back of the field. Robert McFarland, last car scored on the lead lap, looking at a battle in front of himself with James Haney and James Brown. Those guys trying to fight for the top 10 inside position. Ed Hewitt maintaining 9th right now, trying not to drop out of 10th place. Difficult run for him as it looks like he's had a little bit of front end damage at the end of tonight. Overall, great race for him. Kevin Fetty, haven't mentioned him tonight. Inside of Brian Tribble right now for the 6th spot. Savage Motorsports there. He is running strong, doing his job. Not leading, but you know he's up there, making a potential case for his future on Sunday nights. Brian Tribble with the battle there, battling him back. They're all looking at Ray Richer here. Ray Richer, that 44 car, top 5 spot, running well, running fast. He's doing it all tonight, from starting 9th to 5th, going through those cautions and pits. He's had a great race. In front of him is Jason Lance. Not to count him out. I mean, he's a strong lug nut driver, but positioned himself well inside the top 4. Having a great run at the end. A little bit of damage here and there, but altogether, very, very fine race car and driver at the end of this race. 4 to go, 4 to go. We'll go ahead back up front to the 76 of Ronald Klein. Well over a second ahead of second place. He's driving his heart out. He wants the trophy. He's going to more than likely get this trophy barring some incident. We're within inside that window of a caution fluid, probably end the race. So next flag will say it ends the race. We'll look at second and third place a little bit closer. Kevin Winter, 78. He is trying to stay in second. I mean, he's had a tough ride all night, front to back, and again during pit stops. So Keith Haney riding his bumper. Those two are always connected somehow, and trying to run each other down no matter who's out in front. Like I said, waning laps here. We are getting down towards the end of this race. 2 laps to go, 3 laps to go. As Ron will take the 2 to go signal here. Comfortably out front. 12 cars maintain lead lap at the moment. Been a great and exciting race. Obviously, you had to survive, it looks like, tonight. Vegas, a tough track to get off the corners, and those guys that have survived have been either through luck or skill, so it's terrible to see some of the other drivers get out but that's where we stand at this moment, as Ron will come down and take the white flag. The 76 of Ronald Klein taking the white flag here tonight. Has a 1.3 second lead over second place. It's going to be his race to lose, coming to the checkered flag safely onto the back stretch. Ron's going to more than likely take this home smooth through 3 and 4. No contact with the front stretch wall. He's going to take the checkered flag and be the Loose LUGNUTS Christmas Bash champion. Coming in second is Kevin Winter. Third will be Keith Haney. Strong run for him, as Jason Lance fourth, and rounding out our top 5 is the 91 of Kevin Fetty. Now we're going to get these drivers in here momentarily, but looking at the field, like I said, top 12 drivers will run through. 6th place was Ray Richer, Travis Browder 7th, Brian Tribble, and 8th, Ed Hewitt. Nice run for him inside the top 10 at 9th. James Brown 10th, Robert McFarland 11th, and finishing on the lead lap, last car on the lead lap was James Haney. Congrats to him on that. And we'll go ahead and stack the guys in here in the interview room and get our 3rd place finisher up here momentarily. Hey Keith, you got a copy there?
Yes, sir.
So, 3rd place finish, not where you may have wanted to finish tonight, but strong run nonetheless. Tell us how that race ended for you and your overall view of the race.
Man, it was a really good race. I'm happy with where we finished. I definitely would have loved to won it, but if I could have picked any other person to win it, it definitely would have been Ronald, and I really mean that. So congrats to Ronald. I'm so glad he won that, and I know he's been working real hard on it. Man, it hurts for sure. I've been trying to win one of these things for a while, and we'll have to wait till next time, man.
Yeah, a coveted prize. Everyone wants it. You get that Loose LUGNUTS die-cast car made by Over the Top Paints and Designs. Still looking one down. We got an all-star race coming up next season with a couple special events mixed in. You going to be able to remain top 15 in one of those seasons?
Man, I hope so. The season's getting stout, man. There's a lot of great drivers out there. I see that there's a lot of guys that showed up tonight that, you know, we don't race every week. And, you know, I know that they're part of the league, and they had to race their way in. And they are some super fast guys. And I believe they had some incidents that happened to them during the race that might have knocked them out of it, but I know of 2 or 3 fast names that I've never seen before, and those guys were blistering fast. So if they run the 2019 season, whew, man, it's going to be a tough one.
All right, Keith. Looking forward to see you on the broadcast more. And I know you're always a strong car, always attached to at least the 78 there up the front. Great race tonight. Any final shout-outs?
Hey, man, thank you guys for putting it on, and I love going back and watching it. All the viewers out there that stayed tuned and watched it out, I hope that it was, you know, what you guys wanted. John for putting it on, Ronald, Brian, man, hope to see you guys maybe in Victory Lane tomorrow night.
All right, Keith. Now we'll be bringing in the 78 of Kevin Winter. Kevin, up and down evening for you, sir. You went from the beginning of the race, you went to the back, had a battle to the front. Tell us what that's like.
It can be nerve-wracking for sure. Definitely a lot of... You got to drive a lot harder, and hopefully you don't use up your stuff when you do that and try and get yourself in trouble. So we did our best.
Yeah, I hear. I mean, second place, nothing to shake your fist at. I know it's not first, and I know it's not the trophy that you wanted, but still, nonetheless, a strong night. You showed you could run anywhere on the field. You had a couple incidents, maybe no fault to your own, but nonetheless, was a tough car on a tough track, and not a lot of maybe seat time spread out through lug nuts for this car.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of competition out there. There's a lot of fast guys, a lot of guys running pretty much anywhere on the track. Track position, you needed to have good track position, otherwise you're putting yourself in a bad position trying to climb up to the field. Yeah, we had some unfortunate incidents, just hard racing. It's unfortunate in 03 we ended up tagging out of 2 there, trying to get the lead there, but I mean, it was a good race.
Yeah, Kevin, looking forward to next season and tomorrow night for you. You got a championship on the line tomorrow night. Tell us a little bit about that, and tell us what you're going to be running in loose lug nuts in the future.
Well, unfortunately, with a couple PC issues, we missed last week's race, so tomorrow night we won't be running for the championship. However, we did win the championship on the truck on Thursday.
You won Thursday, my bad.
Yeah, so that was pretty good. That was a tough race also. The competition in this league has just been getting higher and higher and making it more difficult to stay up front, but looking forward to next year. We're riding the Cup Series to the league, and I believe we're running a much longer season, so I'm excited to get started, and should be lots of fun.
All right, Kevin, any shout-outs you want to give?
I want to thank Loose LUGNUTS for hosting a great league, of course. John Hedrick and what we got there on the admins that put this thing together, and you guys have to do a great broadcast, and we'll get them tomorrow night, hopefully.
All right, Kevin, we'll see you then, sir.
All right, guys, thanks a lot.
And bringing them in, my usual co-host, but tonight's winner of the Christmas Clash, Mr. Ronald Klein. You get the trophy you wanted, and you did it in a little bit of a weird fashion, too.
I can't even begin to explain the night that we had. I'll try my best. Started the race.
Yeah, start the race, man. What happened?
Started the race. I got the start of a lifetime, to be honest. I mean, I looked like I was going to clear Devon and just sail it off into one and have the night that I wanted to have. I shifted into when I went from second to third, it caught in the gate on my shifter, and it actually grabbed first gear instead of third, and it just sent the car sideways. And I apologize to all the guys. I apologize to everybody out there watching. It was one of my most embarrassing moments. I've actually never had that happen before, so that's actually what started the race.
Yeah, obviously weird start to the race. You went all the way to the back. I believe I mentioned that you were scored 23rd at one time at the end of that. A little bit of admin and caution during that to get everything straightened out as iRacing scoring. Still a little bit messed up, but nonetheless, you made yourself available when it counted at the end, and you put yourself in that position to win.
Well, there was another bad glitch in iRacing tonight, and it kind of took away from the guys that were actually leading at the time. Pit road opened, and the pace car had already gone by. Well, I hadn't. I'm going down pit road. As soon as I hit pit road, it said passing the pace car, and it gave me a black flag. And Judd Danielson followed me down, and he didn't get one. And I said, what the heck is going on? And I said, I mentioned something, and I was like, you know what, never mind, I'll just serve it. It's not that big of a deal. And it really wasn't. But the guys were like, no, that shouldn't happen. Clear the flag. So in reality, I mean, I should have never got the penalty to begin with, but if it wasn't for the great group of guys here at Loose Lugnuts, I wouldn't have been able to stay up there, because I was technically given a black flag, which we don't normally clear unless it's some kind of glitch, in which this case it was a glitch, and I made sure that the whole room was okay with it before I did it. So it was a really crazy night, and I didn't expect to be here. Like you said, at one point I was 23rd. Somebody got loose in front of me. I tried to duck underneath them because the cautions weren't coming when they were, coming out right away. I tried to duck underneath them, caught the apron a little bit, got sideways, spun out, and that's when I ended up in the back 23rd, and just an unbelievable run to cap the night off. I'm kind of shocked, overly shocked actually.
Yeah, like you said, strong run to finish it, and you've been talking to me about it and other guys. It's the most coveted trophy with Inside Loose Lug Nuts, other than maybe being a series championship. You get your name, you get Loose Lug Nuts Racing diecast provided by Over the Top Paints and Designs. It's really, really, I know you've seen it yourself too. It's really nice looking. It's yours, man. Congrats on the win. Any teammates or other shout outs you want to give here tonight?
I think all my teammates. Brad Ream, haven't seen him in a while. He came back and ran with us tonight. Didn't have the greatest of nights. He did transfer to the main, but just was never very competitive. I don't know exactly what happened, but James Brown was in the same channel with me. We were having a great time. I can't say enough about Jim. He's been racing with me now for a little over a year, and he coaches me up, and when I ask him about strategy, he says, "You're the strategy guy, don't ask me." So that, even if he doesn't help in that sense, it's just nice to have somebody in TeamSpeak. So I got to thank all the guys from Team Exile that come out and race with me and support me. Everybody from Loose Lug Nuts, just what a fantastic league. The drivers are awesome. We've been putting on some fantastic races. I know that's going to continue into next year. And I got to thank John Hedrick for this paint job. I don't know if, I know you guys got it up on the screen right now because I got the broadcast up, but I got it paused so I don't hear or get any feedback. And is that not one crazy paint job? He knows I love black and green, and he gave me an awesome paint job. So thanks to John Hedrick at Over the Top Paints and Designs. If you want to look your best, go look him up on Facebook at you can catch him in Loose Lug Nuts, or you can catch him at the paint shop or at Over the Paints and Designs. So huge shout out to John Hedrick, and of course lastly to you guys up in the booth. You guys put on amazing broadcasts. Thank you very much to everybody out there, and then I guess lastly to all of our fans who watch. Thanks for tuning in and watching us race.
All right, great words there from the winner of tonight, number 76 of Ronald Klein. Quick rundown: Ronald Klein winning, Kevin Winter, Keith Haney, Jason Lance, and Kevin Betty round out our top 5. I want to give a big shout out to Over the Top Paints and Designs, Top Shelf Auto and Detailing for sponsoring, MaxSpeedTV, Mr. D'Amico on the keyboards tonight, giving us the great picture. I'm Jeff Wood. It was a great evening to have everyone. We hope to see everyone here on Loose Lug Nuts in the future on Sundays, and continue watching on MaxSpeedTV live every night. Have a great night, everyone.
In the open road, I got the throttle wide open, feel my pace, got 100 horses between my legs, no destination, no end in sight, just me in the open road, riding into the moonlight, on my 2 wheels, all that I need is white lines and gasoline. Life in the fast lane, it's easy to maintain. Just twist the throttle on back and feel no pain. From the open house.